Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. One giveaway of a dynamic, diverse, and democratic society could be the right to protest without being afraid that there will be any negative consequences. That means get employed, that would be a good one. Get unemployed, that means fired, arrested, beaten, and so on. If you protest, without smashing things and don't turn it into a looting party like here in the United States. Anyway, and elsewhere, those things should be condemned. People should be arrested, taken care of, and booked, so on, with no exception. It doesn't matter what message you have. Could be the best message you can make. Once you start destroying property and creating this kind of bodily injury, then you should be taken, apprehended, and taken out, meaning arrested. Not like Lindsey Graham kind of taken out of Putin. So we have friends. Friends always, since I was a child, I heard about French society having strikes and having demonstrations, and they were very dynamic. Now I don't know the percentage of or proportion, let's say France versus Germany, but on the other hand, that could also be a sign that the country is not doing very well when you have a great number of protests because people are dissatisfied. Well, we're always going to be dissatisfied of something that we don't like. It doesn't mean you have to go outside and protest. But if you know that if you go outside, they're going to use rubber bullets right there and maybe something else, war munition, then you will not go out. Well, the French go. Now, I don't know if that changes things or not, because when I was in Romania in the communist time, you could not protest. But you had the ideas and you disliked a lot. You could not protest. And nothing changed. After the communist system was kicked out, then you became free. Now, then you could protest, but again, nothing changed. Why? Because they didn't care. You couldn't change it. So you can say, well, it's a democratic. At least you were allowed to speak and you protest. But the same thing, nobody cared. You couldn't change anything. Yes, let them stay outside. Unless you started disrupting things. And that's already hope. That turns into something else. It's not a protest anymore. Only in a society with some civics in the head understand, wait a second, what's the number? How many are protesting? 5, 20 million, 5 million? And then you say, well, maybe we should discuss and see how we can solve the problem it's there, seemingly. So, in this case, we have France. And we have the yellow vest, if you remember those guys. So this article comes from Sputnik again. And it's from today, the 19th of November 2022. Yellow vest activists hold rally in Paris to mark movement's 4th anniversary. Over the past 3 months, large French trade unions have staged several mass protests in Paris and hundreds of other locations across the country to agitate for higher salaries which keep pace with the soaring cost of living, inflation and all that. Sputnik came live from Paris as demonstrators from the Yellow Vest protest group hold a rally on the movement's 4th anniversary. Anything changed? I think they said and then they didn't. I think that's what it was, but I might be wrong. I think Macron said, yeah, we're going to do this, and I think either said they will. I think the guys went home and then they didn't. Something like that. I think it was about the retirement age, the pensions. I might be wrong, but that's what I remember from those times. And it says here that the Yellow Vest began protesting in France on a large stage in November 2018 with their demand that there should be no rise in fuel tax and gas prices. Okay. And I think they said, yeah, we're going to cap this, but then didn't, or something like that. The movement then expanded its list of demands to incorporate a range of social and political items. I was not that off. Protests are often accompanied by riots and clashes with the police. Well, this is how it goes. Those guys over there and I'm going to use probably a communist way of saying things, and everybody's going to be, oh my God, communism again. Yeah, communism again. Communism is bad. Oh, don't throw shit at me now. Yeah, it's bad. Anyway, let's move on. So, this is how it goes. We have those guys in control. It could be a capitalist system as well. It could be a democracy. And those guys protect themselves from masses. How? We have this, how do you call it, the law enforcement. Who's going to keep the peace? It's going to be us fighting us. While they're over there, count their money, drink their bourbon, whiskey, or champagne, whatever they do over there right now, eat their cheese, and, I don't know, smoke their cigars. And we fight. Not we. The yellow vest fight with the police. We fight. And the same thing is on the social scale. We have the lower class economically, we have the middle class, and we have the higher class, and we have the politicians and all those weasels over there. And those have the middle class as the buffer between them and the so-called rubble. Okay? Why? Because they just got out of the situation, the middle class. They don't want to go back. So when these guys start rocking the boat, the middle class, which always, many people said in history, are the traders of a society, okay? They start fighting and oppose these guys, even if that would be a value, or it would be right. Why? Because they're afraid they're going to be going down. They're going to be dropping. So they are the buffer to keep those guys over there calm and nice. In this case, we have the yellow vest protest, and we have the same guys from probably the same strata of the society fighting them. So that's how it goes. So anyway, I'm glad that they are still allowed to peacefully protest. Obviously, if they engage in violent activity, that should be limited by their own people, which is the law enforcement, and make sure that society gets going as it goes according to the plan. And things will not change unless they feel fire at their feet. And how do you make them do that? Now it depends how much repressive forces they have. And it depends when they see the repressing forces trying to go with a flow, if you know what I mean. No, not their flow, their flow. So yeah, France has this. I didn't read any article stating that there are any demonstrations in the United States of America. So all calm here. Must be perfect. Not perfect, must be good. Do you think so? Or maybe the little by little examples these guys gave us through their paid mass media made these guys be so... And that works for a democratic system and dynamic. You might say, well, no, everything is good here. Why should they protest? Do you think so? Did you speak with people? I'm not talking about the middle class. I'm talking with the rest. And not only that, with people who have ideals and who see that something is going on. Are they intimidated? Are there weasels? The land of the brave and the free? Does it look like this one is? Or maybe those, as a lot of Americans that I spoke with call the French weasels, crybabies? Oh, there's a French. They always do that. They're just a crybaby. They're whining. That's the word. That's whining. The French are always whining. Okay, then you get fucked in the ass here, and you don't whine, okay? But they don't like to get fucked in the ass. That's why they whine. How about that? But it seems like you're okay with that. No, we're doing better. Well, you are. You are. For the most part. Some of you, some of us. What about the other ones? And do you think the whole society is going... Not whole. The principles are upheld. Do you think so? Yeah. Go to your place of employment and say something that's a little bit normal, but not normal nowadays, and see how you're going to be treated. Go to Washington D.C. and go around the Capitol. Walk around. Maybe you go inside the Capitol. No, you will not go inside the Capitol. Because some people protect themselves from other people because other people did something. What? 2,000? 3,000? 5,000? Out of what? 100? It's like someone hits a deer with a car and we're going to exterminate the deer population because See, that car was hit by the freaking deer in the highway. Not safe. Yeah, we're going to protect the Capitol for the 2,000 idiots that did something wrong. Some of them. And the rest of and we banned the rest of 340 million people? Is that how it works? That's exactly how it works. Remember the night of the crystal whatever in Germany? You remember when the Reichstag was burned? What happened? Reichstag was burned by, I don't know, they said some communists, Jews, whatever they said. They could say whatever they want. The fact is, the Reichstag caught fire. Some people say, no, it was the Nazis who did that for this reason. And the Nazis, Hitler came, who was democratically elected, his party. He got to power in a democratic way. People voted for his party. He was appointed chancellor, right? And he came and said, hey, that's it. In the name of safety, we're not going to have parties anymore. Reichstag is closed. Bundestag, whatever, is closed. And that's it. We, one party system, hey, communism, how are you doing? We're going to take power and we're going to tell you what to do. We're going to keep you safe, guys, for that reason. For that reason. The whole Germany was fucked. Sounds familiar? No, I think there's no connection between, because these are Americans and those were evil Germans. That's why we're going to get there. We're on our way there. We are on our way there. Way on our way there. We're like a plane who is going down like this. I don't know if you flew a plane and try to get it back up. And you already crossed the critical point where you can't get it back. You can't. The speed and the aerodynamics are preventing you to be able to get it back. You can't. You're going to go bang. I think we're right there. Right there where is the critical point where you can. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.